So I heard that they have removed Nedu from Honest Bunch podcast because of the scandal between him, Very Dark Man, and D1 and Saida. I think that's a big mistake. That podcast will struggle. Oh. You can't remove your main character, your key character from the movie and expect the movie to succeed. It's gonna fail because the plot line will be distorted. Nedu is the biggest celebrity there, even though others in that podcast, other co-hosts are incredibly talented in their own ways. We know that most of us watch that podcast because of Nedu, because that's the person we know and the face we recognize. You can't just take him out there. I understand that there's a scandal, but you can resolve it. Call Very Dark Man, Saida D1, or whatever, whoever, apologize. I know that in that podcast, Nedu did not say anything against Very Dark Man, but the podcast provided a platform in which somebody attacked Very Dark Man. So you can understand why the Very Dark Man will react that way and spill everything. Very Dark Man is leading 20-0 in online saga. Everybody that has fought Very Dark Man has taken serious losses. Either you lose in court or your brand will take serious damage. He's not somebody you want to do saga with. You understand? So they should call him and apologize. Say, bro, calm down. It's not like that, Calm down, take him easy. If they can even bring him to the podcast, that podcast will blow up. Bring the Dume, two of them did. The podcast will blow up. That's what you people should do, not to kick out your main character. Everybody has scandals. Once you're in the public sphere, you understand, eventually one scandal will come out. But taking him out from Honest Bunch, most of us watch the Honest Bunch because of him. When you're scrolling through Instagram and you see Nedu face, you bring it back. You want to hear what he wants to say. Nedu is incredibly talented. He can act in a movie. He can act in comedy. There's this comedy he used to do, husband material, what do they call it? Alaji Musa. I used to think this guy was a northerner because he acted so well, not even knowing that he's an Igbo boy. You get, he has worked in a radio station or so on air presenter. The guy has diverse talent. You understand? And is well known. That is the face of the podcast. If you take out the face of the podcast no get face again now. You have to bring him back. If he's the one that retired himself, you people should beg him. You understand? After his self-retreat, let him still come back. If you guys fired him, it's a very big mistake. It's a big the scandal is supposed to even help the podcast, not destroy it. It's a podcast. There has to be scandals every now and then. Eventually, some people that came to the podcast will not be happy. Some people that were spoken about will not be happy. Well, you can't just kick Nedu out now. You can't kick him out. He's the biggest celebrity there. Even though others are intelligent, contribute very uniquely in their own way, you can't write off Nedu just like that. Now imagine that you guys kicked him out and he went to start his own podcast, which is the most likely thing he's going to do next. What do you think is his next move? He's going to start his own podcast and take all your customers. It's shocking. You understand? So if he retired himself, people should unretire him, increase his salary, let him come back. Then you make peace with Very Dark Man. Call him and apologize. Oh, God, sorry. Bring the guy back. That's the way to save the podcast. Some of the other co-hosts there are super smart, but we don't know them. I don't know any of their names. You understand? That podcast is the first time I'm seeing their faces. That guy there, I like the way he tackles the guests sometimes, the way he comes up, but I don't know his name till today. I can recognize him, from watching the but I don't know his name. Same thing with the ladies there. I don't know their names. It's Nedu that everybody knows. You now went and removed him from the podcast. It's like you're underestimating the damage that is going to happen on the podcast. There was a time that they removed Steve Jobs from Apple. Apple that built iPhones. Steve Jobs founded it. There was a time they felt he was not running the system where they sacked him. He went outside and started his own company called Pixar. His own company is the company that Pixar created that movie called Toy Story. If you have watched Toy Story, Toy Story was incredibly successful. Pixar was profitable. When they sacked Steve Jobs and then Apple started struggling for 10 years, Apple struggling. While Steve Jobs' company was growing, Apple struggled to the point they went to Bill Gates to come and buy part of Apple so that they will have money to run. Bill Gates, their opponent of Bill Gates of Microsoft, came and bought a part of Apple. Still, help. They had to go and bring back Steve Jobs. And when they were bringing him back, they had to pay him a huge amount to convince him to come over. And they had to buy his already existing company for him to come over. You understand? So it was a difficult thing to bring. It was costlier for them to bring him back, for him to even accept. So at the end of the day, you can't just remove Nedu like that. You people should try and calm the situation down as much as possible. I know there's a scandal. Some people were offended, Saida, and some other people were offended. Call everybody and say they are sorry. It's on a personal level. But I want to show you guys something. This is the primary reason why crypto stays down. When interest rates are lowered, borrowing money becomes cheaper. Okay? Investors often shift capital to riskier assets like cryptocurrency, leading to price increases. So when you're seeing crypto shooting up, it's because interest rates are lower. Currently now, interest rates are high. Under Joe Biden, interest rates are super high. Trump came in, and this is what Trump wants. Donald Trump now shifts his attention to Federal Reserve, and its chair, Jerome Powell, says officials must lower interest rates. Trump is trying to blow up the crypto industry. He's about to go heavier and wild. Anybody that invests in crypto now will reap profits. The problem is that there are so many scammers and people are losing their money. All right? So if you inbox me, I'll show you the proper way to invest. You're not giving me your money. I'll show you how to invest proper and legal way using licensed exchanges. In Nigeria, SEC license. I will show you proper way. But you pay for that service, okay? Not just what you're actually paying for is the list of the correct cryptos to invest in. I will show you. And I will even tell you our system predicts how the crypto will grow. Some of them are predicted to grow times 10, which means if you put 10 million naira in it today, before the end of the year, you should be reaping 100 million. If you put 100 million naira, that's 1 billion naira without you doing any work. That's stock market that is more volatile. So Trump is trying to bring some control into it and properly blow it up. Trump himself invested in crypto. So there are if you log into our platform, there are cryptos that Trump invested, his sons invested. So these cryptos are going to blow because they know why they invested before becoming presidency. They just invested last month, like 2-3 months ago. You understand that? So there are guaranteed cryptos that will blow. You go to the exchange and invest by yourself. You just pay us a fee for showing you which ones to invest in. Now, if you feel more risky, you want the ones that will grow times 70 times 100 times, we still have the list, the ones that are projected to grow that much. You're advised to put 10-20% of your assets, of your money, into those ones that are riskier. The ones that are more stable, 60 to 80% of your money will be there. The ones that are guaranteed to grow times 5. Bitcoin alone grew times 5 within the last 2 years, 2022 to 2024. Bitcoin grew times 5. Now, Bitcoin is now at almost $2 trillion. The chances that Bitcoin will double is very low. So Bitcoin is not where you want to put any money less than, say, 1 billion naira. If you don't have up to 1 billion naira, Bitcoin is not a good place. You understand? You need something that will do times 5, times 10, times 50 this year. That's where you need. So we know that Trump will succeed. He has not succeeded yet, but if he succeeds in bringing down interest rates, my brother, everybody that invested before he did that, don't blow. And the man is super dedicated. We know that Trump doesn't back down. You get? So inbox me or you go to our platform, investorpath.org, and then our platform will guide you through. Even if you have never invested in crypto, you don't know where to start, as long as you have up to $1 million naira, that's what we advise. But I think the lowest fee there is lowest budget that is advised is 100,000 naira, right? If you have up to $1 million naira, that's when you truly reap benefits of crypto. Inbox me or go to the platform directly. I'll guide you. Everything, the whole thing should not take you more than 10 minutes to fully invest. I'll guide you. And when I'm guiding you, will see that this is not MMM. You're not giving me your money to invest for you and then I'll pay you monthly. No. Treat it like buying land. Crypto is like land. It's a digital asset. Land is a physical asset. It's like buying land. It's not something that you pay you per month. No, it's when you want to sell it. So you're buying it now knowing that something big is about to happen in crypto industry. You understand? When crypto started, some people made a lot of money. Some people, their money grew times 300 times. This XRP, people that invested earlier, their money grew like 345 times in 1 year.